Hello everybody, welcome back to Beyond the Beat Music Studio. My name is Dave McKenzie, and today I'm going to take you on a little journey into the 12-bar blues. Alright, so in this section of the video, I'm just going to teach you how to do the scale. There's countless scales that can work with the blues. In fact, any note is really an option if you feel it and hear it in your head and want to play it. And there's just no bad notes. There's just notes that sound a little bit different. Okay, so always feel like you're just expressing yourself, and that's really important when you're learning how to solo. The scale I'm going to teach you, of course, we've done the E minor pentatonic, right, where it's just open, third, open, second, open, second, open, second, open, third, open, third. So those are all the notes in the pentatonic in this first, like in this open position. Those notes are all over the guitar as well, right? Like third, fifth, second, fifth, second, fifth, second, fourth, third, fifth, right? Or then you can go up to the 5th fret, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 4, 7, 5, 8, 5, 7. Or on the 7th fret, you can go 7, 10, 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 10. And then on the 10th fret, you go 10, 12, 10, 12, 9, 12, 9, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12. And then on the 12th fret, it's just like the intro. And you got it up here, right? One octave higher, so it's just 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. Now, what you can do to alter that scale and give it a little bit of a bluesy depth is you can make it the blues scale. So you play open, third, open, 1st fret on your A string, or your 5th string, and then 2nd. That's the sound of the blues scale in the open position. So it's just a B flat. So wherever, if the scale is E, G, A, B flat, B, D, and E. So those notes all over the guitar will make the E minor blues scale. So you can play that starting here on the 2nd fret of the D string. E, G, A, B flat, B, D, E. So it just happens all over the place on the guitar. I don't want to just do a scale video here, but I wanted to get you familiar with the sound of the blues scale because you can play it, and really get into it and sort of, the reality is you want to sort of dig in on the notes and bend them, and you want to speak with the blues. You want to really express like your emotion through each note that you hold and bend and play, and the way that, like how hard you pick it, and you want to put a lot of expression into this because music is a great communicator. All right, in this section I'm going to teach you the structure of the blues and just how you can riff it on your guitar. So the blues can be in major. It can be a major or minor blues. You could also play the blues just as power chords and not really determine whether or not it's major or minor, which is kind of cool. So that's what I'm going to do right now because it leaves you more soloing options to play around with. So if you pin the A string, your 5th string on the 2nd fret, and you play that with your low E, you get a nice little power chord there. And then if you actually go up to the 4th fret and you pin the A string on the 4th fret, that's the 6th, all right? So it's the 5th here, which is a very powerful sort of thing, so they call it a power chord. And then if you go to the 6th, kind of gives it a little bit of tension, right? So you do the shuffle riff over that with just sort of alternating between those two intervals, right? And it gives you a blues riff. So it just sounds like this. Right, That's kind of a great thing, and it leaves a lot of room for a soloist. It dictates the rhythm, and then the solo can be like. Well, the other person's playing that. Okay, so that can be applied to. So there's only 3 chords in this blues that I'm teaching you today. So there's the E power chord, right, and then there's the A power chord, which is simple because you just move up a string. So you pin the 4th string on the 2nd fret, and you play the open A string. You try to just play those 2 strings. You do the same shuffle riff, right? Reaching for the 4th fret. It's the same sort of interval, right? We've got the 5th here, and then the 6th. All right, and then you go back to the low E, and then the 3rd chord that we hit is the B major chord. All right, well, it's B power chord, so it's 2nd fret on the A string and 4th fret on the D string. Okay, it's a bit of a stretch, right? Because now you have to reach up to the 6th fret on that D string to hit this power chord shuffle riff. My students always go bug-eyed when I teach them this, and I say that they have to try or do it, and they think, how? No, your hands are so big, I can't do it. But you can do it. Everyone can do this. All right. You got to get your hand to be able to stretch. No pain, no gain. So don't hurt yourself trying. But if you stick with it, you really will get it. And don't give up until you get it, because it's really cool. You can move it all around the guitar. You want to be able to move that riff around. It just comes up in so many songs. So the structure for this riff is it happens over 12 bars. What they mean by 12 bars is 12 bar lines. So it's 12 measures. All right. So the first measure is in E. You do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you go to A. 2, 2, 3, 4. Back to E. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. A. 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4. Back to E. 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9 on the B. 2, 3, 4, 10 on the A, and 11, 12. Yeah, does that make a 13 bar blues? I don't think so. I think this should be right. Should add up. I'll check my notes after. So that's how you do the blues. So what I threw on at the end is it's a thing called a turnaround. Now you'll hear turnarounds used in all kinds of music. It's just a cool way, but like blues and jazz in particular. But in the blues, there's infinite ways that you can express that idea. All that I'm doing is I'm sliding with my index finger on the G string from 2 to 4, and then I'm hitting the top string, and then I'm answering with the initial note. Now, if you take a look, that just looks like part of a D major chord shape, right? And it kind of is. But the D major's been moved up 2 frets. And that makes just a simple E major chord. And if you break that up a little bit, we've got the B note here, right? And we're hitting the G sharp on the top. So, and with the slide, it kind of gives it a real good vibe. So, and then you go back 1 fret and do it again. So we're dropping back chromatically. And then you go back a fret and you do it again, which puts it in D. And then you go back 1 more fret and you hit the G sharp, and you with your index finger on the G string, and you hit the open string on your E, high E. Right, so I'm going to review that again. So I'm going to slide from 2 to 4 on the G string, hit the high string on the same fret, and then go back a fret, and go back a fret again, and then go back a fret and leave the first string open. And then you can actually cycle back into the B7 chord. Right, so that's the turnaround. And it's just it's a riff that can be done in infinite ways. You could put it in reverse. You go, or you could be like, or you could be like a, or you could even leave the top note off and, you know, put your first finger on the third fret of the B string, and there's so many ways that you can play around with this. It's on different parts of the guitar too. You can go up here. So the turnaround is fantastic. It's a lot of fun to play. I like to slide with my index finger and use my second, just because I find those fingers are really strong and sturdy. So feel free to do that. Yeah, that's how you play the 12-bar blues.